All right, here we are trying to figure out how to put custom characters in so we can be different things. So if I go and search, for example, through this for a panther, let's see if there is a panther in here. Panther comes up as a tank. There's no animal panther. All right, then maybe I'll try a, wait a minute, is there? There's a black panther. All right, so I'll take the black panther and I'll bring it into my thing. So I brought it in twice actually, and I don't need to do that. So there's a panther. It's a black panther. There's my really bad attempt over here to create my own panther from scratch. Like, whoa, like what was I doing? So I was trying to model it on a Florida panther using Roblox itself. Not all that easy, but yeah, that was my attempt. But here's a panther that I just brought in that somebody else made, which is pretty good. And I'm going to put it down here. And I put in a bear as well. I'm using a script that came from this excellent tutorial by Gnome Code. And it's Roblox character morph. And he gives a link down here, thankfully, to, where is his link? Well, he did give a link, but I can't find
The
it.
game world is the workspace, which is where all the
So, oh, down here somewhere. Show more. There it is. He gave the free model, and the model has the scripts in it, which are vital for this. So thank you to Gnome Code for doing this. I watched his custom characters, how to rig and animate first, and now I'm doing Gnome Code. And this is much better than doing it the way that I learned from his first video, because in this case, I don't have to set it as a starter character. Originally, I had to go to starter player, and I had to put in name whatever the bear or the python as a starter character, and then something broke for me. So here I'm using the typical starter character. What I'm doing is taking his script, which is great, the custom morph script, and I can now take the panther, and I can create out of this. I'm going to take panther and everything that's in here, and I'm going to right-click on that and say Group as Model, and then I'm going to call this model Panther Morph. All right, I don't need this folder anymore, so I'm going to drag this model up into the workspace like that, and then I'm going to get rid of the Panther Morph folder, which I don't need. Now I need to find my Panther model. There's Panther Morph, which I have here. I don't know what these other models are, by the way. Oh, that's icky. Let me get rid of my Spider Morph and get rid of my Noob Morph and my Cube Morph. These all came with his program. There's my Bear Morph, which actually was working. And now I have this model and this model and this Panther Morph. So, not sure what this is. Let me hit F to find it. Oh, it seems like I have a lot of different models in here. And what's this model here? So I think I'll just delete that, and I'll delete this, and I have my Panther Morph model now, which I want to drop into the custom morphs folder. All right. And then inside my Panther Morph is this Panther 2, and then there's this whole body thing. So I'm going to go into his Cube Morph script and grab his Cube Morph script. So copy that. Now close that. I'm going to go to Panther Morph, and I'm going to paste that in. So now I have his script. And his script, it looks like this, and it asks for it asks to replace an old character, player.character, with a new character by looking for the first child of the class model, and then it sets the primary part C-frame. So you have to have a primary part in there. What that means essentially is that, oh, and we need to have humanoid. All of these things have a humanoid thing in them. So I'm just copying what he's doing to my own. So I'm going into here and I'm going to add a humanoid. So I'm going to type in humanoid. There we go. So now humanoid is in there. That's in all of his things. See, there's noob and then there's humanoid. All of them have it. And then the other thing he has in here is he's got a humanoid root part, which you'll see humanoid root part there. And that's set as the primary part. And I remember that the way that you need to do that, every time you do that, it's sort of like a box that defines what part is going to be the humanoid anchor. So when I look at my bear, I have a humanoid part that I put in, and that humanoid bear part is that little box that I put in there in the middle of the bear to sort of give it an anchor of weight. So now when I go to the panther, where did the panther go? Is the panther gone? Where's my panther? Let me find my panther here. My panther, hit F. Oh, that's that panther. Ew, that panther's going to be ugly. So that's not what I wanted. Somehow, where's my panther 2? That is my panther 2. Okay, so I screwed up here. I want to take this panther 2, which is my thing, out because I ain't ready. That one's not ready. So I'm just going to drop that into the workspace. And that's not going to be part of the custom morphs. I do want to go back and put the Black Panther into the scene. My bad on that. So let's put it back in. It comes in as model. So I'm going to call this model. I'm going to call it Panther. I'm going to call it Panther Black Morph. And then in Panther Black Morph, there's a model. That model is the Panther Black. And then I have to, in here, put that morph script. Panther Morph. Oh, I already had the Panther Morph I was working on, so I'm going to have to delete that. So I'm going to take that Panther Morph script and drop it in here. Now I don't need my Panther Morph because I ain't doing that anymore. So this Panther Black Morph, and that is going to have to be in the same folder as the custom morphs. So there it is. Now I have to replicate what I see in all these other things. So there's a morph script, there's a panther. I've got to do what I was saying before. I've got to add the humanoid. There we go. And then I need to add a part to this panther that'll be my humanoid root part. And I don't think that the panther has, no, it doesn't, I mean, it has parts. Wow. Interesting. Not a very realistic looking panther. It's got a middle mesh. Probably not the best panther. We'll see if this works. So there's that could be, I could use that part as the humanoid root part. So basically I want to change this and call it humanoid root part. And hopefully with that humanoid root part in there, and it should match what all of these have, they should all have a humanoid root part inside. It's linked to torso. So in this case, I should find the humanoid root part. And is there a way to link it to weld it? Let's see it without welding it. Let's just see if it even works at all. Because I don't think I welded the bear. I want to see. For the bear, I did weld it. So I created a weld in there to another part of it. So maybe I should go to the humanoid root part. And then I got to find the head on this. Nobody named these. This guy has no names. I guess I could alt-click on there and then I can find it. There it is, part. Call that head. And I think, is it a way you click on this first and then on the, oops, you click on this first and then control-click this and then tell it to, can you weld? Because there's a program I got for doing the welding, which is in my plugins. It's called Edit Rig. And so if I do that, I can create welds between parts. So I go humanoid root part and then head, oops, humanoid root part and then head, and then create a weld. And then, yeah, so then you have the weld right there. So maybe that'll work. So I've got the script. I also need to select a primary part. And you want to make the humanoid root part the primary part. So you go to your Panther and you go up here to where it says primary part and you click and then you select humanoid root part. Oops, didn't do it. Panther black, primary part, click on it. And then let's see if we can, why isn't it doing it? That's really weird. So Panther black, your human primary part is supposed to be this part, but it's not letting me do it. So maybe I need to unweld it, or maybe I need to get rid of, reset the joints. No, it ain't letting me, so maybe I need to get rid of this. Let's just try this thing. Panther black, you have a primary part. Your primary part to be that part, and it keeps going away. Weird. Alright, in that case, let's not use that as the humanoid part. We'll just call this body, and let me create my own part in here. Let's see, create part, and then create a block, and then bring that block down. And bring it forward, and bring it up. It's moving up by a certain number of studs, which it should move. We can do it smoothly now. Okay. And then let's scale it down, hold the shift key, and bring that piece down in there. And that part there, hit F to find it. Oops, didn't find it. Boy, this Panther has a lot of damn parts. Panther 2, it should be in Panther 2. Why is it in Panther 2? I guess it is. I guess that's the part. So it should actually be up in this part here. But I'm going to name it first or I'll never find it. I'm going to call this humanoid root part. And then bring it up into here. Didn't belong there. Get out of here. Cut. Control X. And let me go up here into this Panther and paste it in. And there it is. Alright, so now that humanoid root part is what we're going to use. If I can find it again. Now if I go to the Panther, are you going to let me set my humanoid root part, primary part? Ah, now it did let it set it. Okay. So, let's save this, save the file. So now let's see if it works when I go into the game. So I'm going to play. Walk over, and the first thing, of course, is his spider. Change characters there. That works. Go over to the next character. I want to be a weird, blocky robot who's got all sorts of issues now. And then go over to the next guy and change. Oops, didn't go far enough there. Change character. And then walk over to my bear. Good, I'm a bear. Lovely. Panther, and of course nothing happens, and the reason nothing happens when somebody fell apart. I guess that's my other panther. That's my panther too. He fell apart because he hasn't been anchored yet. So this panther here is not happening because I didn't set a proximity. So you have to go in and you'll see that all of these characters here, all of them have a prompt. And the proximity prompt is the prompt. So let me take this prompt and copy it and then come into my panther morph, because the proximity prompt is in the actual morph area. So my panther black morph, I will paste this into. Now I have that, but it's in the wrong place. So I will take this proximity prompt and move it over to the panther, so that when you approach the panther, you can change into the panther. It's in the grass, so let me bring it up a bit. Yeah, so that is called this is just a bunch of messages. So there's a lot of parts to this, which is unnecessary, but there's the prompt, and it's called a proximity prompt. And if you didn't have it, then you could add it by typing in proximity prompt, and you get a proximity prompt. All right, and then you also can set in here the properties, like we've got this set for a hold duration of 1 second while you're switching parts. All right, so now with that proximity prompt in, if we play, see if we go right up to the panther, can we change into the panther? Change character, hold it for a second. And we became, we became that little block. Okay, that was weird, that's awkward. Now we become the bear, okay. So what's the problem here? The problem is that we didn't anchor or weld that. So that's really awkward. All right. So I think what we need to do then is select all the parts of the panther, as many as there are, wow. And we have to bring them into, first of all, bring them into the panther model. But it's really all supposed to be one big model. So if I right click and I say group as model, then I'm gonna probably need to get rid of the panther black. So panther, I'll call this panther black. And then this one here really needs to go away. So this needs to go up into here, and then this one needs to be deleted. Now it's a complete model that's got everything in it. And let's see if that makes a difference. It might not. I mean, I still have to do some welding, but at least we'll see. And I learned by making mistakes. That's why these are called blunder throughs. So, little fella, come on over here. Change into the character, and ain't nothing happening. Whereas if I go over here and go to the bear, I become the bear. All right, so I obviously don't know what I'm doing. Let's see. So the panther, yeah. What is it? Not hearing you. All right, so cube morph has this stuff in it. Naya's right there. No. Cindy brought him. Cindy brought him. Yeah. So something's going on here that I don't understand. I don't know. The humanoid root part is there, but it isn't welded. And so I guess that's the thing, is this all needs to be welded. Also, we've got to redo, we have to redo our primary part because we lost that. So there's the humanoid root. Let's try it like that first. And now, as we go over, good. We became the character, but the character doesn't move. At least we became the character, and it left it. Great, that little guy there. Again, is not welded. He's just independent. So we are getting closer, and it probably does have to do with the welding. And so what we want to do is call back up our plugin that we got, Edit Rig, and let us take the Panther Black body and weld it. No, so take the humanoid root part, click on it, and create a weld. And try that. Let's see what that does. We become the body. All right, that's pretty cool. Look at that. He's like, whoa. He's racing around and he can't be stopped. Can't be stopped. Look at that. He's just crazy. Yeah, all right. So the humanoid, see how they did it in these other, or let's see how we did it in the bear. We had in our bear morph, we have the box one, which is the head. The box and the head are both welded on. And the box was, what is the box in this case? That's the whole box right there. And the head was, no, it's not going to let me go there. Like, the box is the box of the bear, and there was a head. So here the Panther Black doesn't have any coherent box for some reason. And I'm not sure how to do that. The humanoid part is not it, the body, the head. I mean, they need to be welded together. So I guess in this case, we could take the body and we could take the head and create a weld. And we can take the body and take the middle and create a weld. And we could take the body and create, let's just start there and just see what that does. What kind of craziness does that create? There's another panther just making his way. What is that panther there? Like, where are you going? Why is there a panther like crawling out into the bush? That is so strange. All right, so change character, and yeah, we become now a body and a head. It seems to have a life of its own too. But we're getting somewhere. Now, what do I recall from my previous attempts at this? Somehow the body needs to be set with a, is it an origin or, it's not that it's anchored. There was something about setting a certain height of something. Position, orientation, pivot, offset. So that's where I need to go back into the original gnome guy's great videos, because he talked about...
Hello, my fellow gnomes, and welcome to... I've named them a character that doesn't have a head in the using a plugin. I'll show, so I'll repeat this for all of them. Elbow or look inside. Go. So he's slightly levitating in the air. Maybe we'll want to change that property a little bit, but he's not sliding anymore, which is the humanoid root part. where is it? Our humanoid root part is above the ground. Now, I want it to be about 2 studs above the ground. So we'll try setting that hip height property to 2. And now if we run the game, hopefully he won't be sliding anymore. Essentially, the hip height is how many studs the
so hip height. So go to the humanoid and go to the hip height. If I can find it. There it is. And set that to, let's set it to 4 and see if that makes a difference. So many things to keep in mind. And eventually we'll write all this down. Oh, look at that. So, yikes. I changed the character. At least I'm not moving around. All right. So it does do a duplicate, but it's not duplicating everything yet because it's not all welded together. So we've got to get the body to be connected to everything. So what happens if I take this, and I still have to start here at the body, and then go to here and go click, 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 click. Can't really shift click, can I? Maybe I can. Let's control click. Oh, I can. I don't for the life of me know why this has so many parts. But now that we got all that together, maybe it'll work. And I think the hip height is actually too high. So let's bring the hip height down to 2. See what it is. All right. We'll figure this out eventually. All right, so there's the panther right over there. But he got pushed over there, and the actual change character thing is way over here. But now, aha. But he goes like crazy and then falls off the earth. All right. Well, that was really weird. Like there's some weird offset going on here. And I wonder what all these parts are really for. And then I've got that head. But at least I got the darn thing. If I then put if I put everything into, so I've got what's all this down here? Like, whoa. Oh, that's all, yeah, that's just showing where the welds are. Because it's all welded together now. Boom, to the body. And then I've got the humanoid root part, which is attached to the body. And then I got actually all the parts. But what if I were to just parent them all? Because there's just so many. And move all those parts into the middle. And then take the proximity prompt and put that within the Panther model as well. So now when I hit play, thank you. He shifts way over there for some dumb reason. When I get over here, nope, still can't find there's the change character thing. So and now it just doesn't want to change at all. Okay, so clearly that was not the right thing to do. And was it just taking the prompt out? Taking all that out? Prompt is here. There's the prompt. So what's this weird offset that's going on with this Panther? And I'm not pleased with that. I'm going to try. I'm going to get rid of this whole darn thing and all of our Panther credentia. I don't even know what this stuff is still doing here. Maybe because I have Jet it light there. Okay, that went away. All right, maybe there's another panther that's going to work better. So let's see if this panther has his own guy associated with him. So that's weird. It's got paws and head, and oh my gosh, this panther is complex. Do I really want all that? Somebody's made that out of balls. Can I just get a simple panther, people? Because if I can't, and maybe I can't, then it's time to go to, maybe to, let me see, Panther FBX free. Go to CG Trader. It's $15, $899 for that one. Oh my gosh, people charge a lot for Panthers. There's Black Panther for free. So I can get actually Black Panther character from Marvel for free, but nobody's going to give me a free Panther. That one's rigged. That might not be bad. But it's an MA or MB, so can't use that. This one here is an FBX of a tiger, so maybe we do that. Let's see, there's a free lion with a saddle. Here we have a very low poly panther. It's a free download. I think we can do a little better than that though. Let's try another free panther FBX. Let's try Turbo Squid. Turbo Squid has one for $134. So, freeze on. Free. There's a rigged tiger. My goodness gracious. Collection. Rigged. Blender. Well, let's go for a tiger. Because at least the tiger can turn into a panther. Very expensive, very expensive. Animated. So let's see if we can get our price to be free. There seems to be 8. All right, that's not free. What am I talking about? Free for the head. All right, then forget panther, and let's go look for tiger or big cat. That one there is $199. That one there, that one there, that one there. This is the tiger that was free. All right. Download. And I'll do it as a Blender. Zip file. I'm going to show in folder. And I'll go to make this, because I always want to remember, tiger, Blender. And I'm going to extract it here. And I will call it tiger blend and tiger blend. And then I'll open it up. And there's the tiger blend with all of its stuff in it. This is the thing you go through when you're trying to make this work. Getting the concepts down, but then the details get tough. There it is. All right. All right, so we have this tiger. Tiger's obviously got bones. It's rigged. There's the bones there, which is cool. textures come in, so that's great. And what we want to do with our Tiger meta rig is we want to export as an FBX. And let's export it to here now. I've got to put it in storages here. And GIS files, Blender, Bookhead. Let's just do it here, call it Tiger. And then let's go into Roblox. And let us import the FBX. If I go to my own stuff, my models, how do you import again into Roblox Studio? I seem to have forgotten how to import. I think you go to Avatar or Model. Maybe it's Model. And if it's not Model, then it is Avatar. And you go import 3D file. And then we need to find under models, and find the Tiger, open it, and invert, use cages, it says a couple of things, file geometry, file dimensions, it's worried about the file dimensions. Plane we don't need. Oh, you know what I did? I gotta stop that. I need to go back to Blender and make sure that when I select the Tiger, I do not want the plane. I just want the Tiger itself. So when I go to export as an FBX, I was supposed to tell it selected objects only. That helps it. And then let's export over that and overwrite that. And now when we go to import from Avatar, we may avoid that problem. Yeah, there's no problems there. Hold on. We import it, and it says I'll find it in my models, maybe, eventually. I don't know. Should have been there. My meshes. No. My animations, my plugins, should be under my models. There it is, Tiger. Just took a second to come in, so we'll drop the Tiger into the world. Let's see if it comes in. It hasn't come in yet. Oops. What's that? I don't even know what that is. What the heck? Okay, this is getting weird. Error mesh data. So there's some kind of mesh data error. Is this my undo? Control Z, Control Z. That was that whole ball thing. We didn't want that. We got rid of that. So I don't know what's going on here. Generate, import, clear. I don't want to do any of that. I don't want that. I don't want that at all. So let me open this Florida Panther thing again. Actually close this one. No, don't save it because it's a mess. All right. Oh, so that's still got that weird panther in it. I'm gonna get rid of that. Okay, I'm gonna save it because I don't want to mess with that. Now let's see if I can bring the Tiger in. So Tiger ain't got nothing. Initial poses, but there doesn't seem to be a model associated with it. That's weird. So I don't know what the problem is. with this. Go back to Blender. We have this body, this meta rig. The meta rig doesn't have an actual mesh. Isn't that interesting? There's a spine. There's no actual animal there. Unless this is the animal. To look for the mesh. That's the mesh. Is that the sphere then? Sphere. So this was all made out of a sphere, apparently. We get rid of the plane because we don't want that. So this sphere is the tiger. Tiger mesh. And then it's got bones in it. And then somewhere in here, that tiger has a skin on it. But maybe I should just try exporting the mesh for now and worrying about the bones later, since I don't really understand how that translates all that easily. So I'm going to go FBX, and I'm going to call this one, I'll just make it the Tiger FBX and overwrite the other one. Now go back into Roblox Studio and Toolbox. I do want to get rid of this one, but this item's not currently for sale. No, I know that. Model, description, not enough rating. So this tiger ain't got nothing in it. So I don't even know where my dashboard. So this model here, I got to somehow get rid of. And I don't know how. No, I don't know how. Maybe through here? I can't delete it? Can I not delete it? It's filled on my inventory, but it's terrible. It just doesn't have, I have no way to delete it. Okay, that's bizarre, because I don't even want that. So I'm flummoxed, but I can't get rid of this from here, I guess, because it won't let me edit asset. Private will not be playable. Can I get rid of it? How do I get rid of it? I want to get rid of it. Please let me get rid of it. Not working tiger. Just have to do at least that, so I know it's the not working one. Then I go to my library, and then if I go to here, configure, can't I get rid of this thing? I really can't. That is so bizarre. You'd think you'd be able to delete something. But I can't. Can't do it. That's weird. Got all these other things. So I'll have to figure that one out. But here then again, at least I know that that's named as not working, so I don't have to worry about that. Now I can go back to avatar or model avatar, and I can import a 3D file. Try this again from the documents area. Blender models. Find that tiger. There, at least that shows a picture of it. And it's just a mesh, but it's telling me that there's a problem with something. There's like contains one warning. Object geometry. Polygon count is too high. It'll simplify it. Well then, let's not bring it in. Let's go back to Blender and let's find a way to simplify this. But to do that, you'd have to go into that's the armature that's in there. I need to go to add a modifier and do decimate, and then decimate. I can radically simplify it. Oh, that's way too low, of course. So bringing the number of triangles down is very important. And so I'm bringing the number of triangles down so that it doesn't, oh, then it's just one triangle. That didn't work. So let me change that ratio of the decimation. This is the big complication here. So, oops, don't want to go to 1. What if we go to about 50%? So 0.5. We're still okay. What if we go to 0.25? Still should look something like a tiger, because that's just a skin over it. What if we go to 0.15? Not too bad. All right, so now that I've decimated the tiger, I should be able to apply this. And now I should be able to export the FBX as tiger. And now go to Roblox Studio and import 3D file, say tiger. There it is. There's no warnings anymore, so import. Now, there's a tiger. Now it's huge. Oh my gosh. And it came in like 3 times. Like, so what is that? Get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that. Where's my original noob morph? Underneath this tiger. What a massive tiger, oh my God. So there's a couple ways to do that, but one thing we can do is go and scale the puppy down by hitting shift, going. All right, now hit F to get in there. That's much better. Let's move it. Didn't come in with its skin, unfortunately, but that's not a problem to worry about right now. Let's keep scaling it down. Oops, didn't hit shift, I made a mistake. Hit shift and then you can shift it uniformly. Move it over. Let's go to the top view. Let's get this puppy moved where the rest of our animals are. Next to the bear. Let's see. There we are. There's a panther and a bear. And I'll color it just because I don't like gray. Gray bothers me. It won't be the perfect color, but it's not even coloring. I guess I'd have to. It's just a tiger mesh. Okay, doesn't have anything on it. It's not changing color at all. No changing color. Alright, so what do I do here? Oh, gray panther, because you can't do anything about that in there. Because you can't undo it. Maybe if we look at the attributes, position, there's no color information in here at all. Not at all, it's just a mesh, which is a mess. Is it possible to pilot this character? Well, let's try what we did before. Let's first create a folder. Not a folder, create a model of this and this. And let's take this, actually let's open this up using the bear morph thing. Put a script, no, not the script yet. The bear Q prompt is all working because in the bear, there has to be a prompt. So we can copy this prompt and put it inside there. We can take that prompt and this tiger, and we can group them as a model and call this tiger. Sorry, tiger morph. Tiger morph. We can take our tiger morph and put it in the custom morphs folder. We can open that up and we can drop in, copy a morph script and drop it into tiger morph. So the hierarchy is okay. We can create we can put a humanoid into here. We can set the hip height of the humanoid to, it should be set to 2 now. Somewhere there. Where did it go? Humanoid. Where's hip height? There it is, 2. We can add a piece in here that is, so the box is actually the mesh. So we can add a head in here. So I'm going to copy that and then paste it into here and then move it over there. And I need to make it smaller somehow. So we'll call that the head. We will, so we're just replicating what we did for the bear, which seemed to work. We will now take the humanoid root part and copy that and paste that into the tiger. And move that root part in. That is the tiger root part there. We do know that when we look at the humanoid root part that the box and the head are part of that. The box is the mesh. So we can take this and go to our welding edit rig and say humanoid root part and then head and mesh and create welds. Oh, that's not a weld, it's a joint. Let me undo that. If I do that and head and that and then tiger mesh and head and say create joints. Yes, that's what I did there. I didn't create welds, I create joints. So we have that. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, oops, I need to do it again. That and then that and that and then create joints. That is very much what we did with the bear. So, I don't know why we're able to see the bear. Shouldn't be able to. Oh, because I have rig edit light open, so I need to get rid of that. All right, and now the last thing to do, if I recall right, the morph script's going to work if I set the humanoid root part for the tiger. It needs to have a, that's what's supposed to be, you need to go to tiger model and then tell it that its primary part is the humanoid root part. And now let's see, I don't know what that box is connecting all these guys, it's kind of weird. Tiger morph, we'll see when we play it. I may not have put my prompt in the right place. So if I go up to the bear, I become a bear. If I go up to the tiger, yeah, there's no change thing for that yet. So yeah, okay. So I've got to put in my prompt, which I thought I'd done, but I guess I did not. So tiger morph, the bear has a prompt, the tiger morph has a prompt, and the prompt has a proximity prompt, but it's in the wrong place. So we need to move that proximity prompt in the proximity of the tiger. And maybe that will work. Let's try that out. Save it. So if we walk up to the tiger, changing the character, nothing happens. Okay, that stinks, because if we go to the bear, we change into a bear. If we go to the tiger, nothing happens. Now we got to figure out why. All right, what's the bear? How is the bear different than the tiger? They both have a morph script. Then they both have an animal. They both, and the animal, have a humanoid. The humanoid here has an animator, but that's not supposed to matter, but I'll add it anyway, just in case. All right, that shouldn't have mattered. Then there's the mesh, which here is called box, and here it's called tiger mesh. Then they both have a head. This head is here somewhere. The bear head is kind of shows up there. The tiger head, I can also scale it. Yeah, there it is. So it does kind of show up. So it has a head. It has a humanoid root part. So does the bear have a humanoid root part. They are welded to the box and the head. Here it's welded to the mesh and the head. And then there's the prompt. I've made it so that it says prompt is not a valid member of model workspace custom morphs. Well, you know what? Take it out then. Let's try it again. Tiger, you need a prompt, just like the bear has a prompt. So tiger, let's add a prompt, proximity prompt. And where'd it go? There's the proximity prompt. But it doesn't have, I can't do that. Get rid of that because I haven't created a prompt box for it. So you create a part within there. And you move that box over to here, set it down, and let that be the trigger part. All right. Then in here in this part, which actually belongs in the tiger morph, then we add a proximity prompt. All right. Now it has not given me prompt is not a valid member. So I don't get that. Like, why isn't it a valid member? Because here's the change character. These all have prompts, but this guy is not a valid member. So it still says interact. So this proximity prompt, we told it to make it last for a second. Hold duration is 1. Action text doesn't interact. It should be change character. Now what is going on with the script? This script, morph script, says prompt proximity prompt. And there's prompt proximity prompt. Oh, because this has to be called prompt. All right, so prompt. All right, prompt proximity prompt. maybe that's going to work. Let's see. It's all about naming, right? Naming. So we go here and voila. Okay, great. So he's a little bit awkward, but at least I can change into the tiger and I can change into the bear. The bear moves fine. It may have to do with the hip height of the humanoid character. So let's save this and go to, get rid of this Morph script. This thing should be transparent, by the way, the prompt, because we don't want to see it. Not really, anyway. So where is the appearance? Transparency. So there we go, like that. Somewhat transparent, and let's move it up a bit. And let's make it a little bigger. Okay, so we can bump into it easier. But then when it comes to this guy here, the tiger model has a, what was it? I can't remember the hip height. Oh, it's in the humanoid part. So go to the humanoid and tell it that it needs to, hip height needs to be larger. Let's try 4. And then let's save it and see what happens. Yeah, moving a little better. So you can move your panther around the landscape and then change into a person and run around and say, no, I really want it to be a bear. Knock the bear over. And say, no, I really want to be a panther. So nothing's perfect here at this point, and we're running into all sorts of problems with collisions. But at least we've got a start. And that's good. So we'll get back to you once we've figured some more things out. I do know that I want to take the humanoid part, or is it the head? The head, and make it a little smaller so it doesn't stick out so much. But there we are with a save to file, and then let's publish this to Roblox as this is called character morph tests. All right. And then once we've done that, when you save it to, you publish it to Roblox, which is what I love about Roblox, is that then you can go in and go to Roblox. Oops. Roblox. And when you're in Roblox and you find your profile, and see what you've created, which I think you find by going to see, that's all, where is it? No, I'm recording. Let's see, favorite, I haven't favorited this yet. If you can't find your world, then you go to create, and then you look at there. So that's your experience. And then you can open it up, and then you should be able to favorite, view on Roblox. So you go in there, and then you, bingo, you favorite, you follow it, and you give it a thumbs up. Can't be off on this one. Right, so now this is live online. This is not testing on Roblox Studio. And we come into our world, and there we are. And we see our bear. And we change the avatar, and now we're a bear. We change this controller to be a panther. And so there's still some big problems with it because you can hardly move, and I don't know what that is about. No, this isn't one I just got. The bear is working. I can use that as panther to get up to the change territory controller, and then the bear works fine. Oh, I didn't. Let's go in. This fell apart over there. Yeah. So there's still some issues, but at least we're getting there. We're figuring some stuff out. And that's all for this broadcast right now.